Yeah! Hey! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're listening to this. This is Coffee with Kevin. And I am Kevin, and this is my coffee. A lot of you might think, hey, you got that coffee cup, but in your picture, in your little logo that sits up there in the upper right-hand corner, I'm trying to think if it's going to be the right-hand corner for you. You have this other coffee mug. Well, there's this other coffee mug. I'm all about coffee mugs. I'm so much all about coffee mugs that I actually also have my Coffee with Kevin, but only one of them has coffee in it. And it's this one. And this one is special because today is a good day. Where can I get the light here? Perfect for you. Today is a good day for a good day. Yes. Wow. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I just want to say, hey, it's a bright day. Last week we talked about waking up and having a good morning. Last week we talked about certain things you could do, like feeling explosive. And that feeling explosive was something about dynamite. And the last set of that, if you want to go back and look at it, you can look at last week's thing. The last set of the little process that I did was tick, 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 boom, dynamite. All right, that boom is explosive. It's explosive in your body. That boom, nice and hard, sends vibrations through your body, and you feel it. When you're saying it, you feel it. So I'm going to go again and say, hey, if you think that you have no control over the way you feel, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling grumpy, and you say, well, I can't change that. It's just the way I woke up, or it's what they said to me. It's what they did to me. You can change that. You have control. So I'm not going to feel sorry for you if you're feeling down and you can't do anything else, because you know how to get out of it. There are several different ways to get out of the state. But today I'm not going to talk too much about it. I just wanted to remind people. It used to be, and it still is. I remember last Friday morning I had to get up and bring some people to the airport. I was up before 4 a.m. and I was up and I was ready to go. I had to drive. So I was ready to go. And so I'm standing there in my kitchen and I'm like, yeah! And someone walks up that's going to be going, that woke up much earlier than they needed to wake up. Or much earlier than they usually have to wake up. They needed to wake up this early. And I said, how are you so chipper? I said, I decided to be that way. And this person decided not to be this way. You have control. You have control no matter what's going on in your life. If things are crashing down, you still have control to feel good. And you say, well, why would I want to feel good, Kevin? Because feeling bad about it is not resourceful. It doesn't help you get out of it. It doesn't help you get out of your problems. If you feel good, you can look at problems in a different way, in a much more positive way. If you're looking at them in a negative way, it's hard to find your way out. Good morning, Michael. How are you? So that's why you want to feel good. That's why you want to be good, no matter what's going on. If things are crashing down around you, if things are not going right for you, you say, well, I deserve to feel grumpy. I deserve to feel angry. I deserve to feel depressed. Yeah, maybe you deserve to, but you don't need to, and you shouldn't. Yeah, these emotions are there for a reason, right? Anger is there and fear is there to save your life. It's not there to dwell on. It's not there to sink in. All right. Those are there for fight or flight. They're there to save your life. If you're in danger, they're not there to just live in. You want to live in, so you want if you're feeling positive, if you smile, And this is something I've also mentioned before. When you're getting up and you're in front of the mirror in the bathroom, take that moment to give a big old grin, give big old grin, and look in the mirror and look at yourself. And maybe it'll make you laugh. Sometimes I will make faces at myself to make me laugh. But there's something about your mouth muscles going in that smile and your head holding your head up that allows you to create those hormones and those chemicals that are very good for you, the ones that feel good for you. So do that. Don't stay away from it. Take control of your life. Don't say, hey, I'm this way because I'll say you're this way because you choose to be. You can get out of it anytime. You can say, well, Kevin, there are reasons for being down. Yeah, there are reasons for being down. And you say, well, what if I'm grieving? You're grieving for the loss of a loved one, or you're grieving for the loss of something in your life. Well, we've always had this thing about grief as a process. And there's a certain process and you have to go through it. But in recent years, the medical society, who told you in the first place that grief is a process, they've decided, well, grief and depression are the exact same symptoms. And how long is grief before we call it depression? And, they've been arguing over that for many, many years. Is it a year? Is it 6 months? Is it 3 months? And I think at some point they decided it's going to be only a few weeks. What I'm getting at is there are people out there that are deciding what grief is. So maybe grief isn't something that you need to be in with those down feelings. Maybe it's something that you can bring yourself out of, but still respect and still honor all the memories of the person that you lost. So maybe grief isn't something that we have to go through at a time. Or maybe it's not a whole process we have to go through. Maybe it's something that we can look at our loss in a different way and not have it affect us physically and emotionally. You're probably saying right now, that's stupid, Kevin. If I'm going to grieve, I'm going to have to be sad. I'm going to have to cry. Who says? There are some people that don't grieve like that. And they're just as well off, and they miss the people that they've lost. So who says it has to be one way? Anyway, today wasn't about that. I'm sorry I went deep dive into the rabbit hole. Oh my goodness, that rabbit hole was deep too. The coffee is good though. Intentions. Having intentions for what you want. I've been doing a lot of studying lately and reading a really good book called Happy Pocket Full of Money. I forget what the subtitle is, but the title is a little deceiving. Happy Pocket Full of Money is really weird to begin with. My pocket can't be happy or sad or anything, can it? And you think it's all about money, and it's really not all about money. It's all about quantum physics and mechanics, but simplified so that it's easy to understand. You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be interested in quantum physics and mechanics. But the person who wrote it, simplifies quantum mechanics and brings it down to the real world. And there's something I always say is, as above, so is below. So the way the universe works, we work. And the way quantum works, which is quantum means, we get deceived by this term quantum leap, because I used to always think, it's a big leap. And it's really, quantum doesn't mean big. Quantum means, quantum mechanics, quantum physics means with the smallest particles, much smaller than most of us have learned when we were learning about atoms and electrons and neutrons and protons. Smaller than that, the particles that make up those particles. So the way they act, the way smaller particles act, the way molecules act, the way cells act, in a way, as above, so below, in a way they mirror how we act as people. Matter of fact, I'll tell you one of the things I learned about cells and building organisms. Cells actually work like little communities, little countries. There are these cells that protect, there's these cells that build, there's these cells that go out and find more energy or more food for the other cells. It's pretty cool. It's as if they're living organisms that are intelligent. They are living organisms. And somewhat, in a way, they're intelligent. So as above, so below is what I always say. So with quantum mechanics, is looking the way that things behave at the most minute level, the tiniest level, and we can translate that to the way we behave. So that's what this book is about. Pocket full of money. But the idea is intention. You probably heard of Law of Attraction. You probably heard of The Secret, which was a big movie come out 20 years ago, and a book. It was based on the book, The Secret, which came out a little bit before. And The Secret was all about what hasn't been a secret, something called the Law of Attraction, something that's been written about for many, many years, more than 100 years before The Secret came out. And the whole idea is somehow what you think about the most, you attract. What you think about the most, you attract. Intentions are great. Intentions written down are even better. They're called goals, right? And the idea is that if you have intentions and you're thinking about them all the time, they're going to magically appear. They don't magically appear. There's a part of your brain that processes what you think about all the time and helps you see things that you haven't seen before, because we only see a few things in our view because there's so much data out there all at one time. Reticular activating system is what I'm talking about. But there's also another part, something about thoughts have vibrations, and they do. And when you're vibrating at a certain level, you attract a certain level. Now, what I really want to talk about is if you're thinking scarcity, if you're thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this and I'm going to pay for that, I can't do this, I can't do that, and you're always thinking scarcity, you bring more scarcity to you. Right? So you want to, if you're thinking doubt, if you're thinking worrying about what's going to go wrong. Worry, by the way, is a future thought. It's a future thought of what can go wrong, and it's usually something worst case. So you have all these negative thoughts. How do you get rid of them? I'll give you a really simple way to get rid of them. You say these 4 phrases, and you say it to God, Creator, Universe, nature, yourself, whatever you prefer. I prefer God. When you have a thought that's negative, think of it this way. This wasn't what I was meant to do. I wasn't born to grow up and think these negative thoughts and have these doubts about myself or doubts about things. I wasn't born to be worrying about all these things. I was born to be a much better being than that. I was born to actually live a fulfilled life, help other people, and do all sorts of things. That's what I was born for. That's how I look at it. So when I have these thoughts, these doubts, these worries, or anything, I say these 4 phrases. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for having them, because it's not me. It's not who I was meant to be. It's not who I want to be. Please forgive me, which is really, please erase this. Please get rid of this. Please allow me to let go of this. And thank you. Thank you for allowing me to let go of this. Thank you for helping me recognize this in me. And I love you. Gratitude and love are the 2 most powerful positive emotions we can feel. And they're great to feel. So actually, say those. This little 4-phrase thing, it's known as Ho'oponopono prayer. And that means Ho'oponopono is to make right for me, to make right for the world. By the way, when you make right for you, you make right for people around you. If you're doing, if you wake up and you get in a really pissy mood, right, and you feel like you deserve it because something happened. So I need to be pissy. I woke up, someone woke me up too early or whatever it is, and you feel like you deserve it, right? Do you in fact affect the people around you? Of course you do. Hey, glad you were born. You're a great gift to others. Thank you very much, Larry. Thank you. Of course you affect and impact people around you. Not in a good way either. If you're being pissy or grumpy or just down, depressed, and you're not interacting with people in the right way, of course you do. So when you do this whole Ho'oponopono prayer, which I said is to make right. Pono means right, to make right for me and others. When you do this and you can erase or you can get rid of those negative thoughts, feelings, emotions, whatever they are, you actually and you turn yourself into a better, you turn your thought process into a much better thought process. You impact the others around you positively. And I won't do a whole session on this because I've actually have classes on this, I've done things on this. But you can miraculously impact people around you, whether they're right in the house you're living in or whether they're half a way around the country. You can impact them, and it's just a really, really cool thing. So again, and people hate saying I'm sorry. Just think of the I'm sorry means, hey, I'm sorry, I got this. If you think of it, you're speaking to yourself and you're apologizing to yourself, saying, I'm sorry I'm feeling this way. I'm sorry I'm thinking this way because this isn't me. This isn't who I want to be. This isn't who I was born to be. Please forgive me. Please forgive me means just let go of all this. Because when you forgive somebody or when you're forgiven, you kind of let go of stuff, right? Let me let go of all this stuff. Thank you and I love you. It's simple as that. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. You say it over and over and over again for a couple of minutes while having this thought, this feeling. It's all around this thought, this feeling, this whatever it is you want to get rid of. There is a psychological reason this goes away in the brain because you interrupt the thought pattern of whatever it is that you want to get rid of. It'll go away. But there's a more of a quantum, I'm going to use the word quantum again, quantum thing that goes on too, that really allows things to happen at a really deep level. So again, I'm going to recap from my summary. I'm going to recap my recap from last week. As I said earlier, you have a choice. You can decide how you want to feel. You don't think you have a choice, but you can. You can do things, interrupt the way you're feeling in a certain way, even if it's just, oh, man, this is crap. Even if it's just get yourself up, go out for a walk, go out for a run, or just move around and bring positive energy to what you do. That's a decision to change. You can do that. We all can do that. And then if you have intentions, but these intentions have some, or you've got a lot of negative thought going on, all right, go to that Ho'oponopono. Think of that negative thought. Get that negative thought in your mind and your body. Go to that Ho'oponopono and say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and thank you. Thinking all the time that, this isn't a feeling, this isn't a thought that should be in your mind, that you want to be in your mind. And you want to get rid of it. You want to clear it. And when you say the words and say them with passion, I'm sorry, I know, please, I shouldn't be this way. Please forgive me. Allow me to just get rid of this altogether. Thank you and I love you. Thank you and I love you. You put a lot of impression on thank you and I love you, and you'll find you're going to get miracles in your life. This has been Coffee with Kevin. Today, maybe I had too much energy for today. I was going real quick earlier, but that's okay. You can grab it. And if you want to replay this and slow down, my browser has the ability to slow something down, and once in a while I don't know that it's on, and I'll watch a video and I'll say, hey, how are you doing? or it's too fast and it'll talk like I did earlier. Anyway, I wish for you a phenomenal day and a phenomenal week. And I wish that for you. However, I know that you're in control of it and you can make it for yourself a phenomenal, fantastic, excellent day and week. Take care, everyone. This has been Coffee with Kevin. I'm Kevin Martin, Peak Performance Mindset Coaching. You want to know any more about what I talked about, reach out to me on Facebook or LinkedIn. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. Take care, all. Have a good day.